Let's take a look at a circus. It's not a story. It doesn't really matter why there's a guy walking across a tightrope. The only thing that matters is that's interesting. That's a spectacle. We want to watch it. We want to know if he's going to fall off. And there's some emotion involved in it. If he falls, that's scary. There's no reason that this has to be a guy on a tightrope. You could replace the guy with the tightrope with a guy in a cannon. However, in a story, when a question is raised, the question has to be answered. Why? Because the purpose of storytelling is to reveal truth, is to shine a light on how things would actually happen if these kind of people were in that kind of situation doing these kinds of things. Would what happened actually happen? In the middle of this story, after all of this setup, they decide to throw a spectacle instead of telling a story. It was so highly charged that some of the people loved it. Oh my God, wasn't expecting this. Oh my God, that's amazing. Loved it. About a third of the people scratching their heads, what just happened? And about a third of the people reacting just like me. I was so angry. It angered me. I was not just angry at what the characters were doing. I was angry that this story even existed. I wanted to take my baseball bat and destroy the TV. That's how angry I was. We start with the son. How is he going to make his feelings clear so that the clueless best friend finally gets what he's actually saying? He has been deceiving his parents. What do you do when you're deceiving people that care about you, but you want to be true to yourself? That is a huge question. If you're a young woman who seems inevitably attracted to an asshole, what do you do? Maybe you deserve something better than that. That's a huge question. And what are we going to do with these celebrities who are very attractive, who are taking an interest in our two main characters? What do we do? The characters are going to learn something as they answer these questions. And when these questions get answered, we will too. Instead, what we get in this program are 3 decisions. The decisions clearly say, we're not even interested in answering these questions. Let's get into this a little bit more. They changed the main character suddenly. The main characters are no longer the boy and the girl, each trying to find their way through life. The main character becomes 1993 dad. Well, this can still work. The Godfather did that 2 different times. It can still work. Okay, he's the main character. Let's focus on his story. What is his journey? Well, he created all these problems when he was 1994 dad. Well, that's an interesting journey. What's he going to do about this? The decision he makes is, I don't care. I'm just going to do this thing that comes out of nowhere. It's so jarring what happens starting about the middle of the series that it's clear that somebody else steps in and says, we're going to change direction. The son, probably as was originally intended, has a coming into manhood moment. And he very clearly expresses his love for his best friend. Her response is, well, I've never seen you that way. Okay, so far so good, because that probably would happen. In real life, that would probably happen. They're still affectionate with each other. They still care about each other. And then we have the next confrontation. And she jokingly asks the question, I mean, come on, can you even imagine kissing me? And again, coming the manhood moment, he marches up to her, grabs her head, and plants the juiciest kiss on her that just amazing. It's like, whoa. So the thing that I haven't mentioned is that the entire time, 1993 Dad has been spying on both of these moments. And you can clearly see that he's proud of his son. That's my boy. That is my boy. He knows at this point that he is this guy's dad. He knows it. He also knows at this point that his son is in love with this woman. What does he do? He decides he's going to help his son. So he helps his son by spending a lot of time with the girl. He is really handsome, and he's very charismatic, and the kinds of things that he does are really charming, like unbelievably charming. And our girl really, how is she going to resist this? We've already established that she loves jerks. At this point, the event planner, because we have to stop calling this person a storyteller, realizes that who's a bigger jerk than 1993 Dad? He's a narcissist. He was a big celebrity, only cared about himself. He did all of these crazy things that created problems that caused these good people to suffer for 20 years. So she's the next person to make a decision. And the decision is, this guy makes a great jerk. Third decision is that the son sees what's going on and he backs off. If this is a story, then everything that happens will be something that would happen in real life. If this is an event, it doesn't matter. It's meaningless. This is an event. Suddenly, 1993 Dad is chasing after his son's girl. It's not that these kinds of things wouldn't happen, it's that they wouldn't play out the way they play out. In real life, you've got one or two possibilities. She's going to do what she did, which is to openly participate in this seduction of her, 5 feet in front of the man who just said, I love you. But there would be consequences. There would be a price to pay. A price which isn't paid. Your parents have abandoned you. You're homeless. He's putting you up in the spare room in his house. Would you flirt with his friend that he's also helping out right in front of him? Would you do that, really? Well, no, because, it's love and you can't control. No, you wouldn't do that in front of him. Let's go down to the coffee shop. Let's go take a walk. And if she's a good person, it's fine that she ultimately rejects her best friend. That happens in real life. But she would do it in a caring way. She would care about his feelings.
While thinking about the review question, please hit like and subscribe.
It's an event. It's emotionally charged because this is the underwear model from Calvin Klein coming on to a woman who is slightly less attractive than he is. And he's wooing her in a way that is textbook how to pick up women. Textbook. He's doing it in front of the guy he knows likes her and knows it's his son. It's a fantasy, but it's not fantasy storytelling. Even though Darth Vader can't possibly exist, what he represents does, and what decisions he will make will happen. So the third decision that makes no sense, it wouldn't happen in reality, is the son deciding to back off. No, this is his house. He would feel betrayed by both of them for different reasons. See, in real life, there would be a confrontation. And she's going to assure him that she does care about him. She is his friend. And she's very sorry that things are working out this way. That conversation never took place. And she decides she's going to move out. It doesn't really work because it's for her own sake that she makes this decision. It's not that she cares about her friend. It's that this is kind of uncomfortable. Both these guys like me. I better move out. These kinds of things would happen in real life, but how it plays out would never happen that way. There would be a price to pay, and the price isn't paid. So the message of the event seems to be, you can follow your heart and nothing will happen. But no, there's a price to pay. In real life, there would be a price to pay. In a 5-minute period, we sort of give half-assed answers to several of these questions, but many of them are not answered at all. Like, for example, the celebrities. It's like they disappear. We never address mom's heartbreak. We never really learn what the relationship between 1994 dad and the mom is. We do get a weird answer about whether or not 1993 dad and 1994 dad are different people, but it's never explained how. Obviously, the young man coming into manhood, that question, meaningless. It's sort of hinted that he's going to accept the feelings of the female celebrity. That is sort of hinted at, but again, that seems to be thrown in there to make us not feel sorry for him. I think we're going to leave it there. Answer the questions. If you do that, you're not just a storyteller, you're teaching. You're providing truth. If you don't do that, you're an event planner. You're just trying to create a spectacle. You're trying to get a reaction out of people. And 6 months later, nobody's ever going to remember they read your book or saw your movie. They're not going to remember. They're going to forget all of it because it doesn't mean anything. I'm your friendly neighborhood Ravenspeaker saying, de mal geht Mietzen.